The Willspool Stadium for this Slalom Lager First Division Championship match between Warrington and Oldham. The teams for today's match are the Warrington team. Number 1, Brian Johnson. Number 2, John Bevan. Number 3, Paul Cullen. Number 4, Barry Peters. Number 5, Rick Thackeray. Number 6, Phil Blake. Number 7, Andy Gregory. Number 8, Les Boyd. Number 9, Tony Hodgson. Number 10, Kevin Tomate. Number 11, Bob Jackson. Number 12, Mark Roberts. Number 13, Billy McGinty. Number 14, Paul Bishop. And 15, Mike Gregory. The Oldham side, number 1, David Lydiard. Number 2, Gary Lydiard. Number 3, Des Foy. Number 4, Hussein Mbarke. Number 5, Mick Taylor. Number 6, Gary Winecki. Number 7, Paddy Kerwin. Number 8, Wally Jones. At 9, Ian Sanderson. Number 10, Mick Morgan. Number 11, David Hobbs. Number 12, Mick Worrell. Number 13, Mal Graham. Number 14, Graham Parrish. And number 15, Leo Casey. The two teams are on the field for this important Slalom Lager First Division match. Oldham at the moment lying in 3rd position, while Warrington are in 5th position. Two captains today, Mal Graham for Oldham and Andy Gregory for Warrington, aided by 2 young mascots today. We'll toss the coin in the centre of the field. So it will be Warrington to start the match. Kicking from right to left on your screens as we look. Referee today, Mr. Carter of Widnes. And Andy Gregory gets this important match underway. It's a deep kick. It'll be fielded by Oldham loose forward Mal Graham. Mal Graham runs forward, but he's well tackled by Bob Jackson, Kevin Tomate and Tony Hodgson. Oldham now playing in their own 25. Kerwin out to Ian Sanderson. Sanderson doesn't make much ground. And already a kick from Oldham. It's a long one. Brian Johnson has this one covered and catches it well. Comes forward, beats one man, finally tackled though by David Hobbs. On the halfway line side, it's Barry Peters to Gregory, to Tony Hodgson. And a free kick to Warrington. Referee Carter calling over Ian Sanderson, the Oldham hooker, for an infringement in that tackle, giving a free kick to Warrington, which Rick Thackeray will take. And we'll put this one into touch. Doesn't make much ground with that one, but Warrington in possession in the Oldham half. This time it'll be Les Boyd coming forward. Boyd straight in, takes 3 players to bring him down. Warrington now on the attack, this time with Tony Hodgson acting half-back. Out to Gregory. Samity coming in, but he's well tackled. David Hobbs. Once again it's Tony Hodgson to Gregory, to Phil Blake. Back to Andy Gregory inside, but the pass is knocked away. And Paul Cullen retrieves it for Warrington. This time it's Peters, this time it's Jackson. Warrington, this time it's Gregory. On and comes Billy McGinty. He's well tackled by 2 Oldham forwards. This time it's Gregory. Plays it back to Phil Blake. Phil Blake with the kick for touch. And it's a successful one. So the first scrum of the match in the Oldham 25. With Paddy Kerwin to feed. 2 packs meet, and it's an Oldham ball. But Warrington offside. Phil Blake, the offender. And there's aggravation in the scrum early on. But it's a free kick to Oldham. A chance to clear the lines. And David Hobbs takes play into the Warrington half of the field. Oldham look like a set move. It's Graham. But Graham is well tackled. Oldham then playing across, Paddy Kerwin. But Kerwin doesn't make much ground to Marcy in the tackle. This time it's Ian Sanderson, gets the ball out again to Kerwin. Kerwin only makes a couple of yards. Oldham still in the Warrington half. Out to Morgan. Play to Waneke. And Graham Parrish going through. Finally tackled though by Mark Roberts and Les Boyd. Kerwin. Sanderson going through. This is a sixth tackle. David Lydiard. David Hobbs with the bomb. Johnson's underneath this one and feels it well. And the free kick to Warrington. Taken quickly, Boyd slips, gets the ball back though to Mark Roberts. Roberts reaches the 25 before he's finally brought down. Hodson this time acting half back to Gregory. Gregory, but a crunchy tackle and a free kick. A very high tackle there on Andy Gregory. The offender Mick Worrell. Mick Worrell and David Hobbs there in the tackle on Andy Gregory. And the free kick for the high tackle on Andy Gregory. And Gregory will take this one himself. And a poor kick this time by Gregory. Taken by David Lydiard. But Lydiard is well tackled, and this time it'll be Andy Gregory who will be penalised for the tackle. So Oldham have the free kick. David Hobbs to put this one into touch. Takes play once again into the Warrington half. Oldham then on the attack. Ian Sanderson will take this one. Played on to Wally Jones. Wally Jones makes ground. Oldham then with Ian Sanderson. Goes himself. But a good tackle there by Les Boyd and Sonny Hodgson. This time it's Paddy Kerwin acting half-back to Morgan. Morgan. Slip pass out to Mick Worrell, but drops the ball, and Warrington retrieve the ball. Mark Roberts, this time it's Hodgson. Hodgson is easily tackled. Mick Worrell. And a free kick to Warrington. Interference at the play of the ball gives Warrington another free kick. This time Phil Blake, the third kicker to attempt to put this one into touch. And that's a better kick from Phil Blake. Gives Warrington possession. A few yards inside their own half. Hodgson. This time it's Jackson. Takes play into the Oldham half of the field. Hodgson once again acting half-back. Boyd comes in this time, first receiver. Hodgson once again sends it left to Gregory. But Gregory loses the ball. And it's a scrum down. 5 yards inside the Oldham half. Paddy Kerwin to feed. And it's a Warrington ball. Gregory going blind side. Inside, he's got Phil Blake, dummies. Long pass out. Rick Thackeray takes it well. Thackeray comes back inside. Makes it into the Oldham 25. Warrington now on the attack. This time it's Barry Peters to Gregory. Gregory jinking, but can't get the ball out. Well buckled up by Mick Worrell. On the Oldham 25, Tony Hodgson sends it out right to Phil Blake, to Tamati. So Tamati can't find any way through. Three Oldham players bring him down. Gregory once again acting half-back. This time it's Phil Blake. Phil Blake with a burst of speed, just can't beat that last tackle out to Gregory. Gregory's pass charged down, Phil Blake gets it out, this time to Paul Cullen. Paul Cullen jinxed one way, still going. And a trip there, but it's 6 more tackles. Warrington then, clean slates. Out to Gregory. Gregory goes forward, can't get the ball out, finally tackled by Ian Sanderson. Hodgson. This time it's Tamati coming on. And the pass, Tony Hodgson's free. It's a knock-on. So, scrum down in front of the Oldham posts. Once again, Paddy Kerwin to feed. And a free kick to Oldham. And Grayton Parish. Sets Oldham up once again on the halfway line. Played in this time, it's Wally Jones. Please tackled by Bob Jackson. Oldham sending it out, Kerwin. Kerwin looking for a gap, but well tackled by Mark Roberts. This time it's Mick Morgan. Morgan inside to Ian Sanderson. But he's well tackled by Billy McGinty. This time it's Morgan. Back to Kerwin. Good tackling though there from Warrington. Mark Roberts once again. This time it's back to Hobbs. Hobbs going for a break into the Warrington 25. That's 5 tackles, 6 tackles this time for Oldham. This time it's Wienecke with the bomb. Johnson's underneath it, Wienecke's coming for it, but Johnson takes it well. And it will be a drop out from one of the Warrington sticks. 10 minutes gone, Warrington 0, Oldham 0. Andy Gregory this time to set the drop out. Gary Lydiard takes this one for Oldham. Goes across field. Gets the ball out though to Paddy Kerwin. Kerwin's though finally tackled. Bob Jackson and Billy McGinty. This time it's Ian Sanderson to Morgan. Back inside to Mal Graham. Mal Graham can't make much ground. This time it's Sanderson to Mick Morgan. Morgan, pass out, recovered by David Hobbs. This time it's Lydiard to Kerwin. Once again he's well tackled. Bob Jackson. Once again it's Sanderson. Sanderson, but a good tackle there. Once again Jackson and Boyd. This is the 6th tackle. Chip across from Lydiard, but it's dead. And it'll be scrum down in the Warrington 25. Still the score remains Warrington 0, Oldham 0. A scrum down inside of the Warrington 25. Andy Gregory will feed. That's a Warrington ball. Gregory goes blindside, getting away from Mal Graham. Des Floyd coming on the tackle. 3 plays there, referee says that's all right. Hodgson this time to Boyd. Boyd goes forward. 3 men the tackle, gets the ball out. Tamati. Sam's going forward, now there's a fight. Les Boyd's in there, David Hobbs. And last couple of minutes, tackles have been hard and tempers have frayed. And that come to a highlight there. Fracas in the Warrington 25. Les Boyd, Sanderson, Hobbs all in there after the tackle. And referee Cant will have to get a grip of this game now before things really boil over. And he's calling over Les Boyd. And Mal Graham. Lecturing both players. And now calls over Andy Gregory. And the referee's decision is a free kick to Oldham. Les Boyd contesting with the referee, but the referee just takes no notice, and this will give Oldham a chance to open the scoring. David Hobbs, 25 yards out, just to the right of the post. Warrington crowd not very happy with that decision. But it gives Oldham the chance of 2 points. Taking his time with this kick. So David Hobbs, a chance to open the scoring. And it is wide of the posts, much to the pleasure of the Warrington crowd. But a drop out from the 25, Gregory will take it. It'll be picked up by Gary Lydiard. Lydiard going forward. Good tackle from Barry Peters. This time it'll be David Lydiard. Lydiard goes blindside. And he's well tackled by Rick Thackeray and Barry Peters into touch. And now he's fighting again. And at the moment, tackles are being hard and tempers are being frayed. Scrum down. Just inside the Warrington half. Gregory feeds, Warrington ball. Free kick to Warrington. Paddy Kerwin offside. Gives Warrington a free kick. Rick Thackeray will take this one. And takes play into the Oldham half. Tony Hodson will take this one to Gregory. Hodson doing move. Samity comes round. Fire tackle by Wally Jones. Gregory once again acting halfback. This time it's McGinty. McGinty shugs off one man, but it's finally tackled by David Hobbs. And once again a hard tackle there. This time it's Hodson, Andy Gregory, and there's 3 men once again in the tackle for Oldham. Warrington lose about 5 yards there. Hodson once again acting halfback, sends it left with Tamati. Tamati gets the ball out to Boyd, gets it out to Brian Johnson. Warrington not making ground at the moment. Once again Tony Hodson acting halfback to Phil Blake. Phil Blake. Long pass out, Cullen takes it, but can't get the ball out to John Bevan. And play on this time, it's Phil Blake with the kick ahead. And the ball goes in the Oldham 25 for a scrum down. So Paddy Kerwin to feed on the Oldham 25. Once again, Carter not happy with the scrums. It's both front nose part. Pat down once again, Kerwin feeds, and once again Warrington ball. Andy Gregory gets it out to Phil Blake. Phil Blake, tackled up by Gary Winecki. This time it's Gregory. Goes himself, he's looking for a gap, but just slips as he found a gap. Warrington now on the attack. This time it's Les Boyd. But there's 3 players in attention, gets the ball out, Gregory takes it. Time safe for Tamati. Tamati inside to John Bevan. John Bevan still going, trying to get the ball out, but it's finally tackled. Warrington then. Once again it's Gregory. Sends it left with Phil Blake. Phil Blake out to Mark Roberts. Mark Roberts still going. Still gets the ball out to Tony Hodson. Hodson drops the ball. Oldham recover it with Mick Worrell. Paddy Kerwin once again acting halfback. Tackled though by Phil Blake. And this time it's played back and charged down by Mark Roberts in the chase for the ball. He's played across and Bevan was coming in on the ball, but the ball goes out for a scrum down. Halfway through the first half, still the score remains Warrington 0, Oldham 0. Scrum down 10 yards from the Oldham line. Gregory feeds, and it's a Warrington ball. Played to John Bevan, but John Bevan can't keep hold. And Oldham once again have possession. Paddy Kerwin this time. Makes it over the 25. This time it's Sanderson to Mick Morgan. Mick Morgan, but he's well tackled by Bob Jackson. This time it's Sanderson again, but once again Jackson in the tackle. This is the 6th tackle. A jab across from Lydiard. And a knock on against Andy Gregory, so it'll be a scrum down on the halfway line. Kerwin feeds, and it's an Oldham ball. Played back to Des Foy, finds a break. Finally brought down though by Brian Johnson, and the referee gives a scrum down. Once again, Andy Gregory's to feed. But once again, Carter not happy with the scrums. Gregory feeds, and once again Warrington ball. This time it's Phil Blake. Back across to Barry Peters. Peters makes it onto the halfway line. This time it would be Paul Cullen acting halfback. And offside. Paddy Kerwin, the offender, gives Warrington a free kick. Rick Thackeray coming across to take this one. I will put this one into touch. And once again he doesn't make it, and it's well taken by David Lydiard. Lydiard clears his line as well. Oldham then in their own 25, Sanderson. A good play there from Les Bowie and Tony Hodson. Kerwin this time. Wally Jones. But once again, good tackling from Warrington. Kerwin acting halfback. Sends it left with Morgan. Weneke, good pass out there. David Lydiard shuts off one tackle, finally tackled over by Les Boyd, but he still gets the ball out. Once again, Paddy Kerwin. Sends it back to Ian Sanderson with the kick. Brian Johnson. But it's brought down by Graham Parrish. This time it's Gregory, but once again Gregory can't break the tackles. Tony Hodson acting halfback to Phil Blake. To John Bevan. And a free kick against Gary Winecki. Now letting John Bevan to play the ball. And this time Phil Blake will take it. And a good kick. Takes play just inside the older half. This time it's Les Boyd coming forward. Still going, breaks 2 tackles, still going, breaks 4 tackles, still going, still gets the ball. This time it's Rick Thackeray. Rick Thackeray cuts inside. Great run there from Les Boyd. Just thrown there. This time it'll be Gregory. Picks it up, got time to look. Goes straight in. 6 more tackles to Warrington. This time it'll be Thackeray out to Phil Blake. Tamati. Tamati can't find any way through. Jackson sends it right with Phil Blake. McGinty. Once again, good tackling, and Tony Hodson. Phil Blake out to Mark Roberts. Mark Roberts going through, but can't get the ball out. Warrington then still on the attack. Phil Blake, long pass out to Gregory. And here comes Tamati. The pass is out, still messing out. It comes to Barry Peters. Barry Peters out, back to Billy McGinty. And 6 more tackles for Warrington. Hodson to Gregory. Back to Les Boyd. Les Boyd can't get the ball out. What's getting Tony Hodson to Gregory. Still going. Gets the ball out to Peters. Peters gets past one man. Phil Blake's going for the line. And he's over. No, he's stopped just short of the line. This time it's Hodson. But Hodson can't get the ball away. This time it was Tamati. Tamati goes himself. 6th tackle. And it's a free kick to Oldham. Tamati's trying to kick through. The referee alleged he didn't play the ball correctly. So Oldham can relieve some of the pressure with a good kick. Gives Oldham possession once more. Wally Jones goes in this time. Tackle well by Hodson and Mark Roberts. This time it's Kerwin. Kerwin still going. Hodson has him well covered. Oldham going across the line, this time with Morgan. Morgan drops the ball and Warrington have possession once more through Jackson. This time it's Boyd. McGinty to Gregory. Gregory pass out to Peters. Peters fires a gap, he's away. He's got Rick Thackeray coming up. He's got Johnson, but the passing goes back to Gregory. Gregory's finally brought down as the Dutch judge is on. Linesman's on, consulting with Mr. Carter. Calls over fullback David Lydiard. And Lydiard's being sent off. Well, David Lydiard being sent from the field by referee Carter. So, Oldham down now to 12 men and Warrington on the attack. Gregory will take this one. There's 3 men coming in. This boy goes blindside Boyd. And he's a try given. Les Boyd scores in the corner and opens the scoring. So, and he's at a few seconds there. David Lydiard, the fullback, sent from the field. And then Les Boyd goes over in the corner for the opening score of the match. Warrington 4, Oldham 0. So Rick Thackeray will try and convert that Les Boyd try on this left touch line. So Oldham reduced to 12 men. David Lydiard being set from the field. So Rick Thackeray, his first attempt at goal. But it's a poor kick. So the score with nearly a half hour gone. Warrington 4, Oldham 0. So Oldham to restart with Mick Worrell, left-footed, and John Bevin takes it, comes forward and makes it to the 25. This time Tony Hodson to Jackson. Jackson makes it over the 25. This time Andy Gregory acting halfback. Dummies, but Gary Winecki As in well covered. Lost game, Tony Hodgson acting half, back to Phil Blake. Phil Blake to Cullen. But Cullen's well tackled by Des Foy. This time it's played back to Phil Blake. Phil Blake with the kick ahead. Comes off. An Oldham player picked up by Paul Cullen. Paul Cullen still going. Poor pass, but it's recovered by Barry Peters. Barry Peters goes straight. And there'll be 6 more tackles for Warrington. This time it's Cullen. Out to Andy Gregory. Gregory dummies. Finally brought down by Mick Waddle. Tony Hodgson to Les Boyd. And Mick Morgan is being sent from the field for talking to the referee. And Oldham showing distinct lack of discipline, and Mick Morgan is being sent from the field for arguing with the referee. So the space of virtually 5 minutes, Oldham having 2 players sent from the field. First David Lydiard, and now veteran Mick Morgan. And Mick Morgan doesn't like the decision. He's arguing with Tamati. His old players are trying to get him off the field. And Mick Morgan is sent off. So in the space of 5 minutes, first David Lydiard is sent off, and now Mick Morgan goes into the bin for 10 minutes. Phil Blake, a good quick, puts Warrington once again on the attack. Hodgson, Gregory. In comes Mark Roberts. Mark Roberts with a break, but just can't beat the last tackle. This time we're necking. This time there's a fight now. Hussein Mabaki and Holt and Old Warrington player Mabaki in. That looks a more sending off offence than the other 2. And Oldham now showing complete lack of discipline as Mbaki's being called across by the referee now. And the free kick will go to Warrington. And Warrington will tap it. Jackson. Poor pass. Barry Peters takes it though. Loses ground. This time it's Cullen to Phil Blake. To Les Boyd. Les Boyd looking for a gap, gets it out to Johnson, but just can't hold on to it. But wanting to receive it with Phil Blake. Phil Blake going, just tap the heels. And Phil Blake there did Mick Waddle. But Warrington on the attack now, and this time it'll be a free kick to Oldham. And both sides becoming both heated. Phil Blake there now being penalised for pushing away Ian Sanderson. And David Hobbs puts the ball into touch. Ian Sanderson will take the tap this time. Wally Jones. He's well tackled by Tony Hodgson. And Sanderson once again acting half-back, sends it left with Kerwin onto Hobbs. But there's 3 Warrington players in the tackle. Roberts and Jackson. Once again Kerwin. Out to Mabaki. Mabaki with the kick ahead. It looks a good kick. But the bounce favours Warrington and the ball goes dead. Tap from the 25. Hodgson takes it quickly to Gregory. Gregory out to Cullen. What a good tackle for him. Des Foy. Once again it's Gregory. Hodgson though being pushed back. This time it's Gregory to Blake. Long pass out to Roberts, and Roberts has got a break now. He's got McGinty coming up with him. But a good tackle though by Mabaki, and then this time Mick Waddle going in after the tackle. But referee doesn't do anything. This time it's Gregory. Gregory short pass to Boyd. But Boyd just can't go away from the tackle of Hobbs. This time it's Hodgson to Gregory. On to Tamati. And Tamati loses the ball, and Oldham have possession. And now Oldham have a free kick. Paul Cullen, the offender. And Parrish puts a good kick into the Warrington 25. Sanderson this time, onto Wally Jones. This time it's Kerwin, onto Hobbs. Hobbs gets the ball back out to Sanderson. Sanderson going across field, finally brought down by Andy Gregory and Mark Roberts. Once again it goes right, this time it's Mick Worrell. Worrell going through, Mick Worrell still going, finally tackled though by Brian Johnson. Oldham then on the attack, a few yards from the Warrington line. Kerwin, Graham, play out as referee as Sanderson goes through. Kerwin acting half-back, sends it left, Hobbs charging through. Being pushed back though by the Warrington defence, this is the 6th tackle. It's played back, and he's being held on the line. And it will be a drop out from under the sticks. So Andy Gregory will take this one. Paddy Kerwin will take this one for Oldham. But it's well tackled by Paul Cullen, and this time the touchman is on. And he's calling over Paul Cullen. And a free kick to Oldham. So Oldham will attempt to put the first points on the board. So Graham Parrish will try and open the scoring for Oldham. And a good kick from Graham Parrish. So that was the score, Warrington 4, Oldham 2. We're in the last 5 minutes of the first half. Oldham at the moment playing with the 11 men as Gregory restarts. This time it's fielded by Gary Lydiard. Put Les Boyd and Mark Roberts. Well in there in the tackle, this time it's Sanderson acting half-back. Out to Wally Jones. Once again Kerwin acting half-back. Back inside to Mal Graham. But Graham can't get past Kevin Tamati. This time it's Kerwin. Back to Hobbs. Hobbs with a good kick. But Johnson fields it well for Warrington. And he cuts inside down the wing. Still going, finally tackled by David Hobbs. This time it's Peters acting half-back to Gregory. Gregory going straight, makes it over the halfway line. This time it's McGinty to Phil Blake. Out to Peters. And crossing. Gives Oldham another free kick. And once again, Oldham will try and put another 2 points on the board. So Graham Parrish, who just kicked a good goal from virtually off the touchline, now has a chance to tie the scores just inside his own half. So Graham Parrish, and it hits the top of the crossbar and goes. So virtually on half time, Oldham tie the scores, Warrington 4, Oldham 4. As Mick Morgan reappears after his 10 minutes in the sin bin. Gregory restarts. And Mick Morgan takes it straight away, but Roberts tackles in well. And Barry Peters pushes the ball for Warrington. Peters over 25. Finally tackled by Mick Worrell. This time it's Gregory. Beats one man. But it's held by 2 Oldham players. This time it's Peters out to Les Boy going through. Virtually now in the last minute. This time it's Phil Blake. Long pass out to Paul Cullen. John Bevan comes inside but can't take the pass from Paul Cullen. And a free kick to Oldham. Talking back to the referee. Once again, Parrish puts a good kick into touch. Takes play once again into the Warrington half of the field. In injury time now in the first half. Once again, a set move from Oldham. David Hobbs coming through. And loses the ball. Warrington once again regain possession. And the referee gives a scrum down. So a scrum down. A few yards outside the Warrington 25. Here we are, Gregor to feed. Once again, Mr. Carls is not happy with the scrums. And Gregory will have to feed again, and it's a Warrington ball, but referee Carter penalises him for feeding. And Oldham have a free kick. Parrish will put this one into touch. Played a couple of minutes of injury time, and Oldham now have a chance to go in at the break leading. Wally Jones coming on the break. And in fact, there goes the half-time whoosah. So we're an incident-packed first half. The half-time score, Warrington 4, Oldham 4. Warrington's points coming from a Les Boyd try, while Oldham have 2 goals from Mick Parrish. At one stage, Oldham were down to 11 men. David Lydiard sent off and Mick Morgan in the sin bin. So at half-time the score, Warrington 4, Oldham 4. For the second half, the half-time score, Warrington 4, Oldham 4. Warrington having Mike Gregory on the field in place of Bob Jackson. So it with David Hobbs to restart the second half. And it's a deep kick. John Bevan takes it. And it's tackled by Wally Jones. Tony Hodgson acting half-back to McGinty. Makes it over the 25. Hodgson once again acting half-back to Gregory. to Mark Roberts. He's well tackled by David Hobbs. This time it's to Marta. Gregory switches it back to Phil Blake. Phil Blake with the kick. Hussein Mabaki takes it. But he meets Les Boyd and Paul Cullen. Willie Jones there for Oldham, makes it into the Warrington half of the field. Paddy Kerwin acting half-back to Morgan. Mike Gregory makes his first tackle of the match. Samit Sanderson back to Winnecke, long pass out to Willie Jones, but he can't hold it. And it will be a scrum down. Just a matter of yards in the Oldham half. Gregory once again will feed. And once again, Carter. From that sassy slider with the front nose. Gregory feeds. And it's a free kick to Oldham. So David Hobbs to put to touch. Puts Oldham on the attack. Going around Ruth, Morgan looking for the gap. Les Boyd has him covered. Sanderson once again acting halfback. Sends it out to Kerwin. Winnecke, and coming on the break is Parrish, he was free, but good tackle by Phil Blake. Tapping the heels of Parrish as he was through, but Oldham now in the attack with Kerwin. Shorting on to Wally Jones, still going. Sanderson acting half-back this time for Oldham, to Kerwin. Long pass out to Winnecke, cuts back inside, gets the ball out to David Hobbs. David Hobbs finally brought down by Mike Gregory and Andy Gregory. This time it's Kerwin, being loud move to run. And a nice pass from Morgan there onto Mick Worrell. 6th tackle, Oldham, a couple of yards from the Warrington line. Kerwin out to Morgan, Morgan loses the ball and it's picked up by Mark Roberts for Warrington. This time it's Tony Hodson. Gregory acting half-back, but he loses the ball, and Wally Jones sends it out to Paddy Kerwin. Paddy Kerwin going across field, finally brought down by Phil Blake with the assistance of Paul Cullen. Oldham back in possession and on the attack. Sanderson takes play well inside the Warrington 25. Paddy Kerwin acting half-back to Mick Morgan. Morgan, back pass, but no way there to take it, but Oldham recover, and Parrish coming forward, and referee Carter is in. And he's calling over Mike Gregory. And Oldham get the free kick. Mike Gregory having put a punch in the tackle, and David Hobbs puts this into touch, and Oldham now just a couple of yards from the Warrington line. Sanderson will take this one. Wally Jones on the attack. Sanderson back to Morgan. Run around, move back to David Hobbs. He's well tackled by Les Boyd. This time it's Paddy Kerwin. Long pass out. And it's still going for Oldham. But a knock on. So a scrum down just to the right of the posts. Deep inside the Warrington 25. Gregory feeds, and this time's Warrington ball goes blindside, looks for the gap, finds it, there's a way over 25. Great run, he's beat up, there's over and Barker, but his pass is forward. Nice break there from Andy Gregory, but his pass a fair bit wild, and the ball is in touch. So forward pass. The wing taking that pass, and it's Oldham ball. Winneke. Phil Blake has him covered with the assistance of Paul Cullen. Kerwin, this time it's David Hobbs. Hobbs going forward, gets the ball out back to Kerwin, sends it out to Mick Waddle. Oldham swinging this ball about at the moment. Oh, the play been in the Oldham half in this second half. This time it's Kerwin. And he's still got Paddy Kerwin. Long pass out. Recovered by Foy for Oldham. Oh, the play being there, Warrington half in the second half. This time it's Wally Jones. Plays it back to Sanderson. Oldham at the moment begin to throw the ball about. This time's Winneke to Morgan. Coming on the burst, Mal Graham. This will be the sixth tackle. Paddy Kerwin to Morgan. Morgan drops the ball. It's back to Winneke. Winneke with the bomb. And it's well taken. Brian Desfoy gets the ball out. But a free kick. Offside. Against Mick Waddle. So that's off for Warrington. 8 minutes into the second half. Oldham crossing the line. Referee Carter judging. But the players were offside. Phil Blake. Good kick into touch. This time it's Les Boyd. Taking 3 men to bring him down. Tony Hodson acting half back to Gregory. Gregory dummies. Still going though. Hodson once again acting half back. Phil Blake onto McGinty. McGinty beats one man, his pass so. And the free kick as Matt Gregory's away. But the free kick had already been given. Matt Roberts was already tackled before he even obtained the ball. So Phil Blake once again will try and put this one into touch. And it's a good kick, puts Warrington now into the Oldham 25. This time it's Les Boyd racing forward. Tackled by Ian Sanderson. This time it's Hodson, sends it left to Gregory. To Tamata. Tamata's finally brought down. This time it's Tony Hodson, goes himself. Jigging one way, finally brought down though. Mike Gregory this time acting half-back. To Gregory, back to Phil Blake. To Gregory, but there's nobody out there and they're coming from Oldham. And Oldham have possession. Mal Graham comes up with the ball for Oldham. This time it's Mick Morgan. Out to Parish, but there's 3 Warrington men in the tackle. Morgan once again acting half-back. Wally Jones. This time it's Ian Sanderson. Mal Graham, nice pass out to Winneke and a long pass out to Des Foy. And Des Foy's got the beat in him. 3 men, Des Foy, Rick Thackeray's chasing. And a great tackle from Rick Thackeray there. Des Foy well away. And Rick Thackeray, a great saving tackle. But Oldham now beginning to play well. Scrum down, Gregory feeds, Warrington ball, out to Phil Blake. They're looking for a gap, gets it out to Brian Johnson. Johnson can't get the ball out and is tackled by Mal Graham. This time it's Mike Gregory. Makes it over 25. Andy Gregory to McGinty. But McGinty finds no way past Gani Wanecki. And Paddy Kerwin. This time it's Tamata. Tamata's well tackled. This time it's Gregory with the kick ahead. Fouled off the ball and the linesman's on. And the linesman and Mr. Carter conferring. Mal Graham and David Hobbs are there, and he's talking to Mal Graham for that. Infringement on Andy Gregory gives Warrington another free kick. Phil Blade to put into touch. Once again, it's another good kick. Takes play deep inside the Oldham 25. Gregory racing to set this one. Takes it quickly. A long pass out. Phil Blade's going for the win. 4 men stop him as Phil Blade was racing through. And Les Boyd. It's been cautioned by referee, gives a free kick to Oldham. So Oldham get a free kick, Les Boyd. So Oldham with a free kick. After Warrington had managed to take play virtually to the Oldham line, and the trainer coming on after that, Les Boyd punch, and he's calling for a stretch of the referee. And flat out there, it looks like Hussein Mabaki. So Mabaki will be stretched off after that fairly wild punch from Les Boyd. Mabaki gets to his feet, can hardly walk after that punch from Les Boyd. So Ray Ashton, the substitute for Oldham. Warming up is Hussein Mabaki. So Hussein Mabaki being carried off the field by St John's ambulancemen and for the Oldham trainers. And Ray Ashton will take the place of Hussein Mabaki. Mabaki, it's put to touch by David Hobbs. Still the score, Warrington 4, Oldham 4. This time's Willie Jones and Les Boyd, a crunching tackle there on Willie Jones. Paddy Kerwin this time, and once again Les Boyd's in there with Kevin Tamati. This time it's Ian Sanderson, and Tamati once again in the tackle. Paddy Kerwin acting half-back to Willie Jones, and once again Les Boyd, Tony Hodson and Tamati in the tackle. This time it's Sanderson out to Morgan. Long pass out to substitute Ray Ashton. This time it's Wanecki. This is a 6th tackle this time. Mal Graham to David Hobbs. And Hobbs' kick is successful and reaches touch inside the Warrington half. So Andy Gregory will feed from the leisure centre side of the ground. Once again, Gregory feeds. And it's Oldham possession. Worrell there. This time it's Kerwin. David Hobbs. Hobbs over the 25 into the Warrington 25. This time it's Kerwin to Morgan. Morgan onto Kerwin again. Phil Blake tackles him well. But Warrington on the attack. This time it's Morgan. Morgan back to Winnecke. Winnecke gets the ball out to a substitute, Ray Ashton. Ray Ashton gets the ball to Parrish. Parrish straightens up. 6 more tackles for Oldham. This time it's Sanderson. Tackled by Mark Roberts. Paddy Kerwin sends it left this time with Mal Graham. Mal Graham tackled by Phil Blake. And Kevin Tamati. Once again Kerwin onto Wally Jones. Jones pass back to Kerwin. Shakes off one tackle, shakes off another, still going. Held a couple of inches from the Warrington line. And a scrum down. Paddy Kerwin knocking the ball on. So Warrington have to so Andy Gregory to feed. Once again, referee still not satisfied with the scrum as Gregory feeds. And feeding against Andy Gregory is holding a free kick. They'll take it quickly with Kerwin. Ashton, Mal Graham, tackled by Paul Cullen. Oldham now, 5 tackles. Kerwin, long pass out to Sanderson. Sanderson goes straight. Kerwin once again acting half-back to Morgan. Morgan, flip pass back to David Hobbs. Good tackle there from Billy McGinty. Kerwin once again to Morgan. Back to Kerwin. Tries to get the ball out, but he can't. Takes it to himself. Once getting stopped inches from the line. Plays the ball. Winnecke. Once again stopped inches from the line. This is a 6th tackle. Played back to Mal Graham. Mal Graham with the kick. And saved well by Paul Cullen. And a dropout. Oldham supporters infuriated by that decision by referee Carter, thinking John Bevan interfered with Parrish's who's going through, but it's a dropout. Andy Gregory will take it. Taken by Gary Lydiard. Stopped well by Peters and Mike Gregory. Ray Ashton, nice pass out to David Hobbs. Once again takes play inside the Warrington 25. Parrish. Ashton to Morgan. Morgan to Winnecke. Winnecke still going back to Ray Ashton again. Gets the ball out and Barry Peters recovers it for Warrington well. And referee Carter says 6 more tackles to Oldham. This time it's Mick Morgan. Runs across field. Once again, Oldham have 5 more tackles. This time it's Wally Jones going through. Tackled by Phil Blake and Mark Roberts. Sanderson acting halfback to Kerwin. Kerwin. Tackled by Mark Roberts. Sanderson once again. Goes himself. Once again, Warrington managed to keep Oldham out at the moment. David Hobbs coming through this time on the burst, but once again tackling. This is a 6th tackle for Oldham. Kerwin plays it back to Ray Ashton, sets himself up for a drop goal, and it's hit Tony Hodgson as it went over. Tony Hodgson managed to get a hand to that as it was going over, so another drop out. Andy Gregory will take it. Once again, a good kick. Parrish will take it. Run straight. Tackled by Paul Cullen. Gary Lydiard to Mick Morgan. Morgan. Once again, Kerwin acting halfback. Tackled by Kevin Tamata and Billy McGinter. He loses the ball. And a scrum down. So Andy Gregory once again to feed. And once again, and a free kick to Oldham. Butting in the scrum. So David Hobbs. And Mick Thackeray punches that ball out. Perhaps Mike Gregory thought he could have caught that one. Scrum down. A couple of yards inside the Warrington 25 once again. Just over a quarter of an hour left of the game. Warrington 4, Oldham 4. Paddy Kerwin will take this one for Oldham. Once the game played back inside the Warrington 25. Ray Ashton receives the game and gets the ball out to Paddy Kerwin. Finally tackled by Mark Roberts. This time it's Mal Graham. Sanderson again acting half-back, out to Mick Morgan. Morgan wants to get a slip pass to Winnecke, but Winnecke slips. Sanderson once again sends it to Mick Morgan. But his pass will be taken by Mike Gregory. Lovely pick-up by Mike Gregory. Tackled by Mick Morgan, puts Warrington back on the attack. This time it's Andy Gregory. Gregory coming across field, out to Les Boyd, to Phil Blake. Phil Blake has got the plays to his right, but his pass is a poor one to John Bevan. And once again, Warrington's passing, letting them down at the vital moments. Phil Blake's pass just a little too hard and wide, and the ball goes into touch for another scrum down. Kerwin feeds. Referee not happy with the scrum. Been a trouble to spot all day these scrums. He sends the packs. Back as Kerwin feeds. Once again, Oldham ball. Ray Ashton looking for a gap. Breaks one tackle. Gets it out to Gary Lydiard. Long pass out now to Winnecke. Winnecke finally tackled by Paul Cullen and Barry Peters. Oldham once again on the attack. This time it's Kerwin to Ray Ashton. Ray Ashton still manages to get the ball away. This time it's David Hobbs straightening up. Gets the ball out to Mal Graham. Mal Graham tackled by Brian Johnson with the help of Tamata. And this time it's a free kick to Warrington. Once again, Mal Graham being called across by the referee. So kicking there, Mal Graham. Warrington take a quick tap. Mike Gregory shrugs one man off, still going, cuts back inside, gets the ball out to Les Boyd, but there's nobody in his wing. Parrish brings him down. This time it's Hodgson to Tamati. Tamati goes into the Oldham half of the field. Tony Hodgson to Gregory. Gregory straightening up. This time it's Hodgson to Phil Blake. Phil Blake looking for the gap, finds the gap but just can't get away. His heels tapped by Wally Jones as he was going through. This time it's Mike Gregory to Gregory. Gregory goes back inside but can't find a way through. This is the sixth tackle. Tony Hodgson back to Phil Blake. Phil Blake dummies, going straight. Still Phil Blake going for the line, tries to get the ball out. And the turnover. Sanderson will play it to Lydiard. Lydiard cross field, but he's well tackled. Kerwin to David Hobbs. But Warrington keeping Oldham in their own 25 at the moment. This time it's Kerwin, long pass to Mick Morgan. Morgan to Parrish. Well, good tackle from Paul Cullen. Once again, Paddy Kerwin. Back to Wally Jones. And Wally Jones once again tackled by Paul Cullen. Sanderson onto Mal Graham and Tony Hodgson and Paul Cullen in the tackle. This is the sixth tackle. Sanderson puts the ball into touch for a scrum down. 10 minutes to go, still Warrington 4, Oldham 4. All the points coming in the first half. Behind Gregory to feed for Warrington. Alright, so Warrington ball out to Phil Blake, out to Cullen, to Peters. Peters got one man, beats another, finally just his heels clipped as he was going through. This time to be Johnson. Johnson dummies, straightens up, makes a couple of yards. Mike Gregory this time will take it. Just tries to get through, but there's no way at the moment. This time it's Andy Gregory on the interception. Nearly taken by Gary Winnecke. But a knock on. And another scrum down. And this time it's an Oldham ball. Paddy Kerwin emerges with it. Ray Ashton sends it out to Mick Morgan. Once again onto Parrish, but Tamati and John Bevan have him covered. Morgan to Kerwin. Kerwin going straight and makes good ground. Sanderson on to Wally Jones. Once again Kerwin to Morgan. Nice dummy from Morgan. Sails it well. Plays it back onto Ian Sanderson. Sanderson finally brought down by John Bevan. Last tackle for Oldham. Lydiard, this time he played back. He tries a drop kick. It's a poor one. And a knock on by Rick Thackeray. So once again another scrum down and the referee stops the clock. An injury to Ian Sanderson, the Oldham hooker. Just under 10 minutes left. Still the score's level at Warrington 4, Oldham 4. So Sanderson is still being treated to. So the Man of the Match award just being awarded to Les Boyd.
Rated by Northwest Curling, Les Boyd, Man of the Match today.
And still Ian Sanderson having treatment. It looks as if Leo Casey, the substitute for Oldham, will be coming on. But Sanderson says he'll carry on, and Leo Casey will take his place back on the bench. So once again, another scrum down. Westgate's Oldham ball. Ashton goes back. Right. Managed to get the ball out. And David Hobbs is going through. And he's stopped inches from the line, and Oldham now. Kicked away, be taken by Mick Worrell. Mick Worrell going forward. And Warrington regain possession. Billy McGinty recovering the loose ball. This time it's Tamati clearing the lines for Warrington. And there's 6 more tackles. This time it's Gregory looking for the gap. He's tackled by Ray Ashton.
10 yards, referee.
Hodgson onto Tamati. Out to Rick Thackeray, and Rick Thackeray now has got a bit of space. He's got David Lydiard to beat. He cuts inside, but a good tackle. A good tackle by Gary Lydiard. But sets Warrington up again. Hodgson sent it across the line now. Les Boyd straightens up. Hodgson this time it's Gregory, onto Mike Gregory. Mike Gregory looking for a gap, takes play now into the Oldham 25. This is a 6th tackle. What can Warrington make of this? And this will be a free kick to Oldham. Much to the fury of the Warrington supporters, and much to the relief of Oldham. So once again, David Hobbs will put the ball into touch. Sanderson will take it. Wally Jones, but Les Boyd, quick in the tackle. This time it's Kerwin. Kerwin looking for the gap, but a good tackle by Tamati and Mark Roberts. Sanderson onto Mick Morgan. Mick Morgan with the dummy, but Gregory and Mark Roberts in the tackle again. And this time Mick Morgan injured. Sanderson plays it back to David Hobbs, makes play into the Warrington half, but a knock on. And once again, it'll be another scrum down. Once again, the referee stops the clock for another injury to an Oldham player. Restarts it almost straight away. Scrum down, Gregory to feed. And once again, it's an Oldham ball. Sanderson looking for a gap, makes good ground once again. Setting Oldham up on the attack once more. This time it's Wernecke, but a crunching tackle there from Les Boyd. This time it's Morgan. Morgan tackled by McGinty and Roberts. Played back to Ray Ashton. Ray Ashton slips. This time it's Kerwin, plays it back to David Hobbs with attempted drop, but it drops short and is fielded by Brian Johnson. Johnson coming away with the ball. This time it's Hodgson. Hodgson still going. Finally upended. This time it's Mike Gregory. This time it's Andy Gregory to Phil Blake. Across to Les Boyd. Les Boyd gets the ball out to Phil Blake. Phil Blake's got a break. Cuts back inside. Long pass out now to John Bevan. Bevan comes forward. He cuts inside. Bevan's still going. But he's finally tackled. What a good move from Warrington, finally tackled by Mick Parrish. And Mick Morgan takes play halfway inside the Oldham half. Well inside now the last 5 minutes. Scrum down with Paddy Kerwin to feed for Oldham. And once again, Carter not happy with the scrums. And the scrum collapses, and once again the front rows exchange blows. And he's calling over Ian Sanderson, and the free kick will go to Warrington. Kicking in the scrum, so chance here for Warrington now. Phil Blake will put it into touch, sets Warrington up now on the attack. The Fletcher starting to get behind Warrington now. Gregory will set the tap, and Tanasi loses the ball. Will be recovered by Warrington, but the referee has already blown for the knock-on. Once again a scrum down in the Oldham 25. Time virtually almost up now as Paddy Kerwin gets the ball for Oldham. Now in the last minute of the game, and Oldham no doubt will just play out the 6 tackles. David Hobbs looking for a gap, gets the ball out to Waneke. Oldham still looking for the breakaway. This time it's Mal Graham. Played back to Paddy Kerwin. Kerwin's tackled. Played to Ray Ashton, long pass out. Waneke still, Oldham keeping it going, the kick. And into touch. Now into injury time, still the score, Warrington 4, Oldham 4. An important scrum. Kerwin feeds and he's penalised. So is this the last chance of the game? Phil Blake with the kick. And it's a good kick, put in play right on the Oldham line. In injury time of the match. Not even took the penalty there, and is fighting. So Warrington have a tap. And this could be the last chance it played in. Les Boyd going for the corner. Well tackled though. And a knock-on, says referee Carter. Warrington once again waste possession. Scrum down once again, an important scrum. Kerwin feeds, and it's an Oldham ball. So once again, Oldham will play out these 6 tackles, no doubt. There's Hobbs. Takes one. Play to Mick Morgan. Mick Morgan, well tackled by Phil Blake. Mick Morgan not quick to take this one. A good tackle there. So this is a 6th tackle. Played back. And Warrington now stuff at the ball. And the turnover now right on the Warrington Fantastic. Right on the Warrington line, Oldham line, Warrington attacking. It's played back to Phil Blake. Phil Blake with the long pass, he's going to go to Balker. Balker's on the line. What a strike! Balker's going to what a pass from Phil Blake. What a pass, and the Fletcher then goes wild. Oldham can't believe it. Once again, Warrington has scored in injury time. The try scorer is Paul Cullen, beautifully made by Phil Blake. And Warrington fans are jubilant indeed. A try virtually in injury time. We played about 4 minutes of injury time and Paul Cullen scores in the corner thanks to a brilliant pass from Phil Blake. And Warrington sealed 2 points, a great try, and Paul Cullen signalling, and the main stand giving Warrington a tremendous round of applause. So, Andy Gregory will try and convert the Paul Cullen try. He'll take his time. Here he comes. He'll also go in, kick just inches wide of the left post. So Warrington 8, Oldham 4. We've had about 5 minutes of injury time. Oldham then restart. Considering Oldham need a trying a conversion, it was taking his time. So the kick, Paul Cullen, Mark Roberts will take it and took it well under pressure. So Warrington will just play out and all that is 6 tackles. Tony Hodson. Gregory active half back, and he just takes the ball well. This time it's Tamati. Once again, just soaking up the Oldham tackles. Les Boyd, nice dummy, and sets the attack up again. And a high tackle there from Wally Jones. Les Boyd is injured. So, this match played now about 6 minutes of injury time. Warrington leading 8-4. Referee restarts the clock. Played back to Phil Blake. And Phil Blake will kick it deep. Lydiard is underneath it and takes it well. Comes out, tries to kick ahead, and he's well taken by Rick Thackeray. And Rick Thackeray now has play inside the Oldham 25. Oldham had to take a chance there, he took it. This time it's Tony Hodson going for a break. Good run. Warrington now looking for another try. Still charging in. And there goes the hooter. The Warrington supporters run on jubilant. A try in injury time from Paul Cullen thanks to a beautiful pass from Phil Blake sealed the game. The final score, Warrington